Yeah, possibly, and we are going to be able to take a look at Federico Camporesi's team here today. It is going to be that Jump Up, Incineroar, Torkoal, Charizard, Porygon 2, and Ursaluna. So, unlike the Rain team, he brought to bringing the sun this time.
Yeah, of course, that is quite ironic, considering the fact that he was actually playing against that same team in the finals of Gdansk, of course, then being piloted by Marco Silva. Now, maybe they were switching teams around within the team. I think that's something that Team Italy is known for, that they're preparing together and they're also quite open, sharing some of their teams. And yeah, this Sun team, very powerful team, piloted by Federico, also a very powerful trainer.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Marcus and they do play in the same team, so you know that is the Minions, right? Hey, I'll bring your team instead to this World Cup game. You know, they might expect the rain here.
Yeah, of course, makes it very unpredictable. However, maybe Federico's opponent was expecting to face some sort of weather matchup, and decided that maybe Ninetales is a Pokemon that, of course, can override the rain, but it can also override the sun. So interesting team here coming out by Yamid. Has that Mungus, Incineroar, Goldango defensive core, but then some more interesting choices here, like that Alolan Ninetales, and also that Kilovatra, which I'm really looking forward to seeing what it can do against the Sun team.
Oh yeah, the Kilovatra. Actually, also a Pokemon that I tested a little bit. Like, it's been a while, and I think the only reason I dropped it was because that one speed point, you know, it being 1 point slower than Talonflame, really did matter often. So, but you know, other than that, still a very solid, you know, electric type Pokemon. And I think, you know, electric is a type that, you know, lets you hit something like Primarina, which is a very popular Pokemon in the current meta. So, you know, definitely a solid Pokemon to consider for, you know, when you're building a team.
Yeah, we don't really have that many offensive electric types, and looks like Yamid is not even opting here for the Tailwind on that Kilovatra, as we also got a chance to look at his accomplishments and also being a multi-time player at Worlds. But yeah, we're getting right into the game, and Kilovatra makes an appearance on the field here.
Yeah, it is going to make an appearance right away, but it is not going to be the fastest Pokemon with this jump up on the field being supported by the Sun set up by the Torkoal, which is going to switch out right away because of the Intimidate from the Incineroar. That might not be so bad, because Federico Camporesi can switch in this Charizard right away. We haven't even locked in any moves yet, and already the board position looks great for Fede Campo.
Yeah, Eject Pack, one of those items where really it can really swing the momentum, getting a free switch after usually you would be the one using Overheat, but now with that free switch and the Charizard is on the field right away. But with that Kilovatra, we have something on the field that really could threaten the Charizard. However, Jumpluff, has the ability to maybe go for a Sleep Powder or a Tailwind. Then, of course, we also have to worry about Fake Out from the Incineroar over on Yamid's side, but that Charizard on Federico's side would be the Terra Ghost. So already on this very first turn, I think some key decisions will need to be made by both trainers.
Yeah, and we are going to see a Terra here right away. It is going to be on that Jumpluff Terra into the Fire type. So, you know, if a Fake Out does go into the Charizard here, it will not be able to attack and might have to tank something from this Kilovatra, unless, of course, it is being put to sleep, which it is going to. So the Sleep Powder does not miss. Haven't seen it miss a lot yet in this meta, I'll admit. So Kilovatra, immediately burns a turn of sleep. Incineroar still gets to attack. Charizard still gets to go for that Heat Wave. Will bring the Kilovatra down to the focus session. That is a lot of damage on the Incineroar. And okay, that is a critical hit. Because I've seen Terra Fire damage, and that was way more than I'm used to.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage coming out from that Charizard in Sun, boosted by Choice Specs. Now, Choice Specs removed from that knockoff over on Incineroar's side. And I still think, though, definitely a great turn here by Federico, because, well, he anticipated his opponent to not go for the Fake Out into the Charizard because of a potential Terra Ghost. The Terra Fire, I guess, was to cover for a potential Flare Blitz, but yeah, we didn't see that come out. But now still, I think both Pokemon over on Yamid's side might be in range of another Heat Wave.
If it hits, and yes, it does hit, taking down both of these Pokemon. And, you know, if the Ninetales does come now the back. That means the sun will be replaced by the hail. But, Federico does still have the Torkoal in the back. It got switched out because of Intimidate in turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And also that Jumpluff perfectly in anticipation already setting up that Tailwind because it carries that manual Sunny Day, something that we don't really see that often being used on non-prankster Pokemon, but Jumpluff can really make or can really make use of a moveset just consisting of support options. And already Yamid down to his last 2 Pokemon in this first game. It is going to be Garchomp and Goldengo. Now, the Garchomp certainly can do something about this Charizard, but yeah, interestingly enough, now with the choice specs being removed, the Charizard could actually opt to go for another move. It's not forced to go for another Heat Wave. And yeah, Yamid really with the back against the wall here in this game 1.
Yeah, you really need that Terra Water on the Goldengo or you'll probably just lose the game right there. Of course, you could have gone for a Protect and maybe have the Garchomp, do some damage to this Charizard. Take out. But that would have just been one. Goldengo is going to Terra here. Maybe, I don't know if you can really set up a nasty plot here. I think you might just have to attack. But yeah, Charizard not going for another OV, just going for the Dragon Pulse. Not enough to take up the Garchomp, which, did get put to sleep by this Jumpluff. And Goldengo is going to try and set up a nasty plot here. So maybe try and, get some setup and then try to make a little bit of a comeback. Because as long as the sun is there, the Charizard is taking damage every turn because of the solar power.
Yeah, the Charizard would be knocked out after this next turn. Jumpluff can't really do anything against this Goldengo at all, so it's really on that Charizard. But yeah, I mean, Federico still has 2 more Pokemon. We've already seen that Torkoal, which is what Federico will bring to the battlefield right away. But I mean, yeah, that Goldengo, that's the one threat that Yamid still has available.
Yeah, and the Heat Wave here is going to take out the sleeping Garchomp, and the Goldengo is going to take that very, very nicely without choice specs doing less damage, and it is, of course, resisted. Shadow Ball now going into this Torkoal. Will it knock it out? It will knock out the switch in, and Charizard probably going down to the solar power here now. Yes, it is. So, Jumpluff is still in the back, and as you just said, it cannot do anything to this Goldengo. So now it's only Ursaluna left here for Federico. And of course, the question is now, can a Make It Rain take out this Ursaluna?
Yeah, but Ursaluna is exactly the Pokemon that you want to have in this situation. The other 2 that are on Federico's team, the Paragon 2 and the Incineroar, both cannot really do that much damage. And yeah, nice Federico giving us a little bit of an insight here into how his Pokemon are trained, just to make sure that this Ursaluna in Tailwind would outspeed that Goldengo. But yeah, Ursaluna is really such a powerhouse of a Pokemon, and he's like, okay, I can take a Make It Rain. I'm just going for the Rage Powder here. Tailwind is still up, so yes, this Ursaluna outspeeds and gets the clean one-hit KO.
It gets the KO. So yeah, Goldengo goes down. Game 1 goes to Federico. And yeah, really a rather clean game 1 in my opinion. Jumpluff is one of those Pokemon where I've seen people play versions of this team and they really don't like the fact that Jumpluff doesn't have any attacking moves. But Federico really showcasing that, if you can bring it in the right positions and you just get those Sleep Powders and the Tailwind off, then, that's all you really need. You don't necessarily need something like a Leaf Storm.
Yeah, absolutely. This team really packs so many powerful attackers like that Choice Specs, Charizard, and the Ursaluna, like we just saw, that you can really afford having a Pokemon that is just dedicated for support. And Jumpluff can really link those 2 cores, the Sun Core and the Trick Room Core on that team, because it works well with either of them. On the other side, though, Yamid, I think, well, the battle definitely didn't start off very great. The Kilovatral getting put to sleep, not really doing any damage. But then this Goldengo in the late game definitely showed that, yeah, there are some tricks on Yamid's team that if he can find the right position for this Goldengo to get on the field, then, yeah, maybe he can get something done.
Yeah, and now the question is, of course, how does Yamid adapt in the second game? Because you do have the option to, switch in the Ninetales to get rid of the sun and bring out the hail. But, Ninetales being an ice type, really not that great of a switch in against a fire type. We are going to see Torkoal, Jumpluff once again up against Garchomp and Kilovatral this time.
Yeah, no Incineroar. I think Yamid realizing here that it didn't really help him in this first game because, yeah, he allowed Federico to be in that position that we talked about, having the Sun up and also Charizard on the field. So now this is a little bit more tricky because while Federico could just go ahead and go for another Sleep Powder, well, first of all, you gotta be a little bit worried about the accuracy, but then also there's 2 Pokemon on the opponent's side that are both faster than your Torkoal. And yeah, Sleep Powder
This is gonna be another Sleep Powder.
Let's see what that Kilovatro does.
Yeah, it will get a chance to attack here. Is just gonna be a Thunderbolt into this Jump Love. Gonna do not even half, so that's a very tanky Jump Love. I mean, what else are you really gonna invest in aside from speed and bulk, you know, if you don't have any attacking moves? Overheat now into this Kilovatro brings it down to its Focus Sash, and Torkoal will get to switch out here now because of the special attack drop from Overheat and the Eject Pack. So Federico Camporesi getting an opportunity to reposition here a little bit. But Garchomp, you know, it has already burned a Sleep Turn and has not taken any damage yet. So, you know, could possibly wake up and try to get off some damage here. Maybe knock out this Jump Love.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Federico deciding to switch in the Ursaluna here. I think there was also, of course, a case to maybe switch in the Charizard and go again for something like a Tailwind and Heat Wave. But I think this is Federico saying, I like my position already. I don't really want to rely on any moves that could miss. So instead, let me go for this Ursaluna where Kilovatro, well, electric type moves are not going to do it. Hair Slash is pretty weak. So, yeah, Yamid also feels the pressure here, feels forced to switch out, and Ursaluna's moves can't miss. So, yeah, very safe play here by Federico, and I think maybe gets him a KO this turn, or at least a lot of damage with his Ursaluna. But no, Garchomp actually wakes up right away.
I think Yamid is also really going to appreciate this Intimidate here on the Ursaluna.
Yeah, but outspeeding the Ursaluna in Tailwind and getting the knockout on the Jump Love definitely is something that Yamid needs here. And with the Intimidate, you called it, Garchomp sticks around.
Yeah, big Intimidate there, so Yamid definitely knowing his Garchomp calcs here with this Ursaluna. And yeah, now in a position to, you know, go for maybe a Fake Out with this Incineroar. But I believe the Ursaluna, it is also Terra Ghost, and so is this Charizard. So Fake Out, that same option. Perhaps you try to go for a parting shot, or maybe you just switch out Incineroar right away. But, you know, the more time you spend switching around and trying to get off more Intimidates, the more HP you're losing on your attackers like Garchomp and also Kilovatro, who are both already in the red.
Yeah, you gotta watch out a little bit here in Federico's shoes. Of course, a player of his caliber wouldn't make this mistake, but I definitely have, like, went for Earthquake in a similar spot before when terrestrializing to Ghost. But that's not happening here, as I think Federico identifies. Yeah, well, Charizard is definitely faster than the Garchomp, so I don't want to play this guessing game of, like, who's going to be with a Fake Out, but instead, like, you just go for the safe Terra Ghost on the Charizard. This will outspeed the Garchomp in Tailwind, hopefully get the knockout, and then, yeah, you still have Ursaluna. Maybe there's a Fake Out, then, okay, well, Ursaluna can still attack next turn, and if there's no Fake Out, then you just will take 2 KOs this turn.
Yeah, Terra Ghost here is going to be a...
Oh, wow.
No Fake Out here. Heat Wave missing the Garchomp. That was the important target to hit here, but it is going to get a Dragon Claw on this Ursaluna. Good damage there. Life Orb not enough to knock it out. Headlong Rush going into this Incineroar will take it out. Yeah,
no Fake Out here instead. Maybe predicting a switch or some repositioning here, but now Ursaluna just going for the offense. Not speedy enough to outspeed this Garchomp because, well, of course, you still also want to use this Ursaluna under Trick Room. But yeah, this Charizard will get another chance as, yeah, it was not knocked out here. Maybe the Garchomp, I don't know, could have tried to go for like an Earthquake. Yeah, that also wouldn't really have helped. And yeah, you knock out your own Incineroar if things go badly. But yeah, this Garchomp, unlike in the first game, definitely pulling its weight here in the second game. And Tailwind should be over relatively soon. I think this might be the last turn. So if Garchomp can stick around just for a little bit longer, yeah, then it could be in a prime position to maybe take another knockout.
Yeah, and
sorry, we are
up. So this Charizard threat and the Ursa. Yeah, my bad, I cut out there for a second. But yeah, the Charizard here is still in good health and, of course, lost its weakness to electric types, thanks to the Terra Ghost. But I think Yamid at this point has to stall out this last turn of Tailwind, if it is the last turn, and then, you know, try to outspeed Federico's team and, you know, get the necessary KOs.
Yeah, you might want to try and bring in the jump love on the field relatively soon, so you can get the speed advantage back in your favor. Kilovatral, though, is just gonna go for this protect, and no switches on Federico's side, so Garchomp also with a protect. And yeah, two very powerful threats here over on Federico's side. But it looks like, yeah, no damage will be done this turn. And then let's see if we counted correctly.
Yeah, so yeah, just two attacks from Federico here. I think the double protect was fine by Yamid to, stall that Tailwind. Of course, I'm not sure what the Sun turn counter is right now,
Oh,
because
there's one more.
technically...
Yeah.
Federico could have also, switched the jump fluff in and then try to get another Tailwind. But if there's still one more turn, then, there's still opportunity for that later.
Yeah, I always get it is a little bit unintuitive because of the momentum swing that the overheat from the Torkoal provides. Like, yes, Torkoal was on the field, and no double protects here. One avoid, but that's not gonna be enough. Well, if Yamid had known, of course, he could have attacked, seeing as both the Kilovatral and the Garchomp would have been faster than this Ursaluna, even in Tailwind. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that Federico really beautifully showing off here how you can use the Torkoal to set up the Sun, and then use the overheat with the eject pack to reposition and to bring in your powerful attacker in the Charizard. And yeah, this plan has worked out perfectly here against Yamid's team, who does not have an immediate way of speed control, and that really shows.
Yeah, now it's just the Goldango up against some very powerful fire moves. I believe Yamid has not gone for a Terra yet this game, so he can go for that Terra Water. And technically, like Charizard is weak to a Shadow Ball now, or can even take neutral damage from a Make It Rain. And Federico noticing that he does not want to take a Shadow Ball here, so brings in this Torkoal to also set up the Sun once again. And Goldango actually just gonna protect for now.
Yeah, maybe just wanted to get a little bit more residual damage over on Federico's side with solar power and the burn on the Ursaluna. But yeah, Ursaluna should go down here. Actually, no, 2 HP left. Okay, it doesn't have max HP. So yeah, it doesn't go down here, and instead, the Torkoal, I think, will be the Pokemon that will now finally force a terrestrialization here over on Yamid's side. The Terra Water Goldango, once again, it seems kind of tough for Federico to knock out, but once again, it might be just a little bit too late for that Pokemon to hit the field.
Yeah, it is all alone. It is going to get off this Make It Rain to take out the Ursaluna, but look, the Torkoal really doesn't care about that damage at all. And Make It Rain, of course, lowering the special attack means that this Goldango is just doing even less damage now. We are going to see an Eruption here, a little bit of chip damage on this Goldango, and now it is just Charizard and Torkoal. I'm still very confident here that these two fire Pokemon are just going to take out this Goldango.
Yeah, you have to wonder if the Charizard can just go for the Weather Ball here. Yeah, like that would be perfectly accurate. It will outspeed, and even with those moves that maybe the Weather Ball is not enough to get the knockout. Maybe Citrus Berry will activate, but I mean, the Torkoal also doesn't have like great ways of dealing consistent damage to the Goldango. So yeah, if that Goldango just had like maybe one more Pokemon supporting it a little bit, maybe a little bit more health. But now it's here at -1. Should still get the KO on the Charizard, but then the combination of Weather Ball plus Eruption plus maybe another move next turn, I think will definitely be enough. Oh, okay, or just the Weather Ball. Yeah.
Okay, I actually wasn't sure if that Weather Ball would take out the Goldango. I was very, very skeptical for a second there, because I get the idea, of course, you don't want to possibly miss an Overheat or a Heat Wave. But personally, I would have thought that Weather Ball wouldn't have been enough. But I guess